Hello, thank you so much, Mikhail and Ella Joy, for singing us softly into the dawn. And thank you, Sarah Mullins, who is one of Lab Shul's fiercest and committed social justice volunteers. And thank you so much for Rabbi Amichai for hosting us through the night. We are so looking forward to all that is still to come with you. And good morning, Jar.
Good morning, Greta. Did you get any sleep last night?
About 2 hours. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe 2.5. But I've loved this. I mean, the only reason I didn't sleep is because I wanted to be a part of the Reveal-a-Thon as much as possible. And the comedy hour last night was phenomenal. After I was done hosting, I got to watch incredible stuff with Aunt Roz and Shabbatim. I just loved it. What's been your favorite part of Reveal-a-Thon so far?
So far, my favorite part has been all of the music. Just act after act after act. The music is incredible, and there's so much variety and talent within this community, and it's just been really, really beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
Lucy Pohl. Lucy Pohl is a comedian who was on as a shrink named Rhonda, and it broke all the tension out of the room. It was just fantastic.
Amazing. So fun. Really great. Well, we are really excited about what is coming up next. We are going to stay in Israel. After that fantastic discussion with Rabbi Benny Lau from Jerusalem, we are going to go over to Victoria Hanna and Melila Hellner-Eshed in conversation with Rabbi Amichai. We are continuing to inch toward dawn, and what a better way to shift into this mystical time of day than with this live vocal performance and revelations from our own mystical traditions.
Victoria is an incredible vocal artist who mixes sacred text with modern technology in such cool ways. And Melila is a research fellow at the Shul Partners Institute and a professor of Jewish mysticism and Zohar in the Department of Jewish Studies at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. I cannot wait to hear Victoria's music and to learn with Melila and to hear their conversation with Amichai.
Me too.
יושבת בגנים, חברים מקשיבים לקולך, השמיעי לי לקולך, השמיעי לי לקולך, השמיעי לקולך, השמיעי יושבת בגנים, חברים מקשיבים לקולך, השמיעי לי לקולך, השמיעי לי לקולך, השמיעי לי לקולך, השמיעי לי. היושבת בגנים, חברים מקשיבים לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, היושבת בגנים, חברים מקשיבים לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, השמיעיני לקולך, השמיעיני.
היושבת בגנים, חברים, מקשיבים לקולך, השמיעיני. You who dwells in the gardens, she who dwells in the gardens, we friends are listening to your voice, let us hear it. These are the words from the Song of Songs. These are the mystical words of invitation to she who dwells in the gardens. Victoria Hanna started this hour and she is with us today, my dear friend, together with Melila Hellner-Eshed, our beloved teacher and my dear friend. And I'm in my garden, friends. If you look behind me, you can see that the dawn is beginning to break after a tough night in this city, in this country. We need some dawn. We need some promises of revelation. I'm so honored and grateful that Melila and Victoria joined me this morning, already mid-morning in Israel, early morning here, to help bring on the Doe of Dawn, Ayelet HaShachar, she who dwells in the gardens. We're going to be doing some singing that Victoria is going to improvise on Zoom, minus your beautiful background, more of that. And we're going to study some Zohar, some mystical teachings from this mystical book that Melila has been teaching me for so many years. Before we turn over to you, Melila, to really take us into who is she who's waking us up I want to really thank you both for coming tonight and today. And I want to say that for those of you who are just joining us, I'm Amichai Lau-Lavie here in Harlem, in New York. This is the Lab Shul Reveal-a-Thon. We've been up since 7 p.m. Lots of coffee. Where did my coffee go? Whatever. And it's been a tough night in America. It's a night of rage, and a night of justice, and a night of questions. And we're here to reveal what is this moment revealing to us about now and about next. We're raising funds for Lab Shul's Artist Fund, the COVID response project, and to be together as a community. Thank you for the 90 or so of you who are here this early hour, whether Israel or here. Let us spend this time together delving into mystery and leaning into love. My friends and teachers, thank you so much. Melila, I'm going to hand it over to you, and we're going to ask that the text study you prepared, when you want to, we will share. Why don't you unmute and say Boker Tov, it's something you want to share, and go from there.
Hello, everybody. Hello from Yerushalayim. I think that Victoria and I are here as Amichai sisters, and we just want to kind of join together in this hug across the ocean, and kind of use our joint energy to awaken the dawn, which is the great tradition of Shavuot, and the tradition that we follow, following King David, actually, who says, I will awaken dawn with music. And that's why Victoria's wonderful singing is not background. It's the way we awaken. And I'm so honored to be both with Victoria and with you, Amichai. And I just thought it would be good, Amichai, whenever you feel you'd like to ask a question, so it would be more like a conversation, or more a conversation, just do it. Actually, the fact that you're very tired and that in your world it's just dawn is very good for asking these kinds of questions, okay?
Great. And I want to say also, Melila, that Victoria, who decided to sort of wing this, so let's take about like 15, 20 minutes of some of the Zohar bits that Melila wants to teach, and maybe a question. I'm also going to ask those of you who are watching us, if you've got questions you want to ask, put them in the chat, and our team will send it to us. And Victoria, maybe in about 15 minutes, figure out what vocalization do you want to give this moment, where you are, where we are, as she rises, as you rise. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I'm so grateful.
And also just as I start, I want to say that we're sending really from across the sea, from Jerusalem, that has known so much violence and so much sorrow. And I think at this specific moment, we're just in a place that's more benign and open. So we're sending our love and into a very dark night of America, and hoping that it has more. About the dawn. The dawn is the most beloved light of the Jewish mystics, okay? I mean, there's the light of noon, and there's the light of the morn, and there's the light of dusk. But the light they love the most is this soft, mixed, incredible light that happens every dawn on the eastern horizon. And for the mystics of the Zohar, that light, that mixed light, it's not glaring, and the great light of the sun has not come up yet to take away all the shadows and all the volume and all the secrets and all the shadows. The practice of the Zoharic mystics is to awaken every night after midnight and spend the night with the Shekinah, with the feminine deity, with the feminine aspect of the divine. And the great moment of dawn is what they await. They stay awake to be there for that breaking of the darkness and the beginning of the mingling of lights. And the mingling of lights in their language and their imagination is a moment of the lovemaking of the masculine and feminine cosmic lovers, that what I feel is that their main commandment is actually to keep their optimistic candle, the flame of their soul aflame, by actually being present to the fact that morning breaks, that dawn breaks, and that there is a moment of appeasement. It is the moment of appeasement. Day has its challenges, night has its challenges, and dawn is the moment of the coming together into a loving embrace. I think in order to be like a mezuzah on our doorstep, or like something like a tzitzit that we touch in order to remember, it's actually being there in that light to remember that there is a possibility of moments of unity and more harmony in the world, which I think we're all looking for. So here we are bringing it about. Another thing that's very, very beautiful is that in the Jewish tradition, dawn is portrayed as a doe, okay? As a doe. There is the Doe of the Dawn, Ayelet HaShachar, Ayelet HaShachar. And in Midrash, right, they describe the fact that before the light starts, there are rays, right? There are rays, there are of very gentle light in the sky. And that is the kind of the crown of this beautiful Doe of the Dawn. And it appears also in Psalms that it says that there's a Psalm to David on Ayelet HaShachar. So I want to say, first of all, for Victoria, that what's very beautiful is that in Psalms, nobody exactly knows what it means, a psalm to Ayelet HaShachar, La Menatzeach al Ayelet HaShachar. Is Ayelet HaShachar a form of music? Is Ayelet HaShachar this beautiful mythic figure that comes up at dawn? But she's connected to music, okay? She is connected, and the chief musician, La Menatzeach, has to know what to do with that Ayelet HaShachar. So I want to have, if we can get our texts on the screen, on the shared screen, I just want to share a tiny bit of a midrashic, beautiful image. Let's just see if it works. I don't know who's supposed to share it.
Yeah, it's going to be happening in just a second. I think Randy, we have a faithful team of people who've been up all night to bring on the dawn. So they'll also post the text. Ayelet HaShachar. Going on? Yeah, there it is. It's in the text, right, for people? Yes.
Not for me, right? Riga, why don't I see?
It's in the you'll see in the chat. There's a file. It's open.
I don't have anything open here. So, but since I know all this by heart, I mean, we can start. Rabbi Amichai, do you see the text?
No, because I can't open it either. Let me just ask. Why don't you start teaching us Toasha Baal Peh? 1 second, let me ask.
Okay, there's no text here. Okay, so let me just start with the midrashic image. It describes two people, two men in this story that are walking in the valley of Arbel. They are walking in the valley of Arbel at dawn. Okay, and this is in a time of great sorrow and constraint. It's under the deep kind of boot of Roman occupation. in Judea and in the land of Israel. And it must be a text like from the 2nd or 3rd century. And they're walking at dawn. They're walking during the night in the valley of Arbel. And suddenly they see Ayelet HaShachar. They see the Doe of the Dawn with her kind of raising the light in the sky. And one of them turns to the other and says, look at what we're seeing. This is the way the redemption of Israel is going to happen. It will not happen at once. You have to be there during the night. We have to walk here through the valley in the night. And then redemption is not something that comes like just in one shot and kind of cracks everything open into a cosmic revelation. But it's rather the opposite. It comes slowly. And it comes in ways that in the beginning you don't even know anything is happening. Something cracks in the darkness. And in the beginning, the light will be ever so kind of, ephemeral and ever so tiny that you don't even know it's there. And then slowly it will turn into a bigger light, and then slowly into an even larger light. And then it will start kind of streaming into the sky until there is a moment of the opening of the light. And I wanted to start with that text because I think it's telling us something amazing, both about hope and about change and about revelation, right? The Doe of the Dawn comes slowly, right? Her appearance is slow, it's soft. It's not something that, fills us with this kind of huge hope that everything changes in a moment, but rather it just comes on very, very slowly. And I think one of the things that's why the mystics love this midrash is that it actually makes us cultivate that quality of patience, being there in that movement of time and allowing change to come and allowing the noticing of change, which is something that I wish, I'm blessing all of us that we will be able to see those streaks of the light of the Doe of Dawn. So that's my first text. And
Melila, I just want to say, before we go to the next text, just go from this midrash, the beauty about this night is that all these conversations are meeting each other. Just before we started talking, I was in conversation with my brother, Benny Lau, and we studied Yechezkel together. And he said how much he doesn't like the Yechezkel, Gog Magog, big apocalypse, big bad news. The change happens, kim'ah, le'at, le'at. That exactly what you're just saying now from this midrash is what he's really craving and blessing us. And I'm reading the Hebrew of this midrash. B'tchila hi ba kim'ah, kim'ah. First she comes slowly, slowly. V'achar kach hi menatznatzet uva. And then she begins shimmering as the light is behind me. V'achar kach para v'rava. And then she procreates and fruitifies and increases. V'achar kach martevet v'holechet. And then she, how do you translate this last line?
Well, martevet means in that language of the sages, it means she blooms. She blooms like a rose. Just, there's a moment where there's a blooming, and it's described in beautiful erotic language already in the Midrash. In language of light and language of a flower. But that is the language of the congregation of Israel. That's the language of Shekinah. And I think it's a wonderful moment to invite Victoria and also to figure out if you can get the text so that I can see them. I think that's something I really need for the next.
So Melila, the text will be in our chat box. You see the text that I just put in Hebrew? Open the chat box.
Okay, but I need all the rest of my texts.
I'm putting them in. Victoria, take us into however you think and feel that before we go into the Zohar.
Dove hidden in the cliff. My dove, hidden in the cliff, in the shadow of the rock, let me see you. Let me hear your voice. This is from the Song of Songs, a calling for the Shekinah. Yonati, בחגבי הסלע, בסתר המדרגרי נהיית מראייך, השמיעיני את קולך, כי קולך ערב ומראייך נווה, יונתי. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Victoria.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh, absolutely.
About the Shekinah, there are a lot more.
Yeah. Luckily, we have no problem of, okay, I have the text in front of me. I've organized that one. So I'd like to continue picking up on that beautiful image that Victoria was singing. I just want to say what it is in English, but Yonati b'chagvei hasela is "Oh to my beloved," or "Oh to my dove in the clefts of the rock." And being in the clefts of the rock has two, you know, it has all kinds of meanings. But I think it means, first of all, it's that beauty of a place that has both light and shadow. It's a place of hiding and revealing. It's everything that we're talking about tonight. It's the things that are unseen deep in the cleft. And it's the ability of the dove to come out and kind of give an appearance there in the clefts of the Judean desert where we've all walked together. So I wanna first of all, just bring a Zohar text that relates very much to the text of these two guys walking in the Arbel Valley. And it's a text about Jacob wrestling with the angel, right? Towards the end of the night, just at this hour, right? The angel who is so important. I mean, it's a night of struggle, but the night of struggle is supposed to bring a blessing with it at the end. And just before dawn, the angel says, "Let me go." He says to Jacob, "Let me go, for the dawn has risen." And Jacob says, "I will not let you go before you bless me." Okay, and that's the moment Jacob gets the name Israel. And just to remind you, he does not come out unscathed from this intense inner wrestling and outer wrestling that I think we're all experiencing now in the world. There is something very special that after receiving the blessing, there also has to be the mark, you know, of the wound, of the pain, of going into the future knowing that something has changed. So I just want to say that in the Zohar, in a beautiful Zohar that relates to this, one of the companions says, "Who is this?" A beautiful, beautiful verse from Shir HaShirim that we love. Who is this arising, coming forth, coming up like the dawn, right? She is beautiful as the moon, and she's glorious as the sun, and she's amazing and awesome as the banners. And when they relate to this text, they take that image of the dawn in the valley of Arbel, but they bring to it another idea. And the idea is that when a person has been in darkness for a long time, when we think of it as healing, when we're thinking of dawn as healing, what we need to learn from it is that just as a person who's been in deep darkness for a long time, you do not come, or in deep slumber, or in deep sleep of the soul, or sleep of consciousness, you don't come and just shine a blazing light in their face, because it will harm them. It will not do the work of healing, but rather it has to be very slow. You first slowly kind of bring some light into the darkness, and then you bring some more, and then you bring some more, and that and not flashing, flooding light is what redemption is all about. And what healing is all about. Healing from a state of unseeing, from a state of blindness, from a state of deep sleep. So I wanted to bring that, and I think it's just a wonderful addition to what they're saying. But I want to come to our major, heroine, the great hero, which is the Doe of the Dawn. And the Doe of the Dawn in Jewish mysticism, and very much so in the Zohar, is one of the most beloved images of Shekinah, of the feminine. And one of the things that I always think about it is, before even talking about it, just the idea of speaking of God as an animal is something I love, right? Think of it, it's like something amazing to say, let us talk of our beloved doe, right? Of the beloved doe. And that can be a way that we can enter the imagination of the divine, of kind of opening up like this huge kind of plethora of images in which we can imagine her. So I want to say that the most important thing to say about Shekinah is that she is the matrix of the world. She is the mother of our world. And she is about time, and she is about movement, and she is about change, and she is about variety, and she is about plurality. And those are her symbols. And because she is that, and she is nature, she is the one who gives birth, and she is the one who destroys and beheads. And she is life, and she is death. And she is growth, and she is blooming, and she is also the deep of summer, and the burning, and the scorching, and the pain of dying, and the intense possibility of renewal and rejuvenation. All of that is her. And the reason I want to say it is because it's very important to say that the Jewish mystical tradition loves the Shekinah, but loves her because she encompasses all these different aspects. Okay, she has the benign aspects, she has the aspects of the lover, she has the aspects of the mother, and she has the very, slapping aspects of like a Kali side of the Shekinah, where she really turns from being a red fire into a dark fire, and that is her. You can't take that away. They don't want to play just in a kind of language of light and sweetness. It's actually acknowledging that that we have to know all those sides of hers. Amichai, you wanted to say something?
I do. I want to say we have about 10 minutes.
Yep.
And I want Victoria to sing us out of this space with whatever comes to you, Victoria, in a few minutes. So, Melila, first of all, I'm so moved that at this moment you're giving us the cues for how to deal with the both and, the dark and the light, the faces of the feminine and the masculine within the feminine, all the different aspects. How the doe, the gazelle, becomes this image of this light that's coming up. How in a world where our ancestors were so much more connected to nature, these metaphors, these poetic metaphors is what gives hope. When humankind messes up, somehow nature just gives answers. and from the Zohar and from the Midrash and from the Song of Songs to this moment where here I am in my garden. In the last 75 days, really one of my joys being solo quarantine was like being in the garden, gardening, watching the birds and watching the plants and watching the sun. And so there's something so deep in this imagery of, I don't have any gazelles in my backyard, but the Yonah that Victoria sang about, Yonati b'chagvei hasela. I started putting bird feed out, and I have all these pigeons coming now, and sparrows, and yonim ba'ot, ishtot b'chatzeri. So there's something about cooing of the dove and the yearning of the doe for the union that I'm hearing in what you're telling. Melila, in the early days of this quarantine, you and I were on these phenomenal conversations in WhatsApps, each in our own quarantine. So to sit here now and let Ayelet HaShachar, the Doe of Dawn, rise, is comfort, is nechama. So I want to ask you one last question, Melila, off of the Zohar into you, and then we're going to ask Victoria to help us wrap. But I'm sorry this is short, but hopefully this is the first of many more revelatory celebrations and soon in person together. What are you feeling today, Melila, that's being revealed from this limud, from this learning, from your experience about the world? Something that's revealing, that feels maybe even hopeful to you.
I feel that one of the things that I'm receiving great inspiration from these images that have come to us as living Torah is that the breaking up, the cracking, is a totally essential part of allowing new things to come in. It's not a Hollywood show. It's not. Things have to come, and sometimes God comes like a knife, and sometimes the need to reveal, our lies and our total misreading of what is happening. We have to be there. We have to say, yes, this is happening. We have to allow that wave to come upon us. And I think that we also have to have enough devotion and humility to kind of, bend our heads and feel that wave coming, and having enough faith that it will also come with enough knowledge of where to go on from here, but not to turn away and not to scramble for an immediate story, to be in what, coronavirus is bringing, to be with the rage that is happening now, and to stand, to be able to withstand that. And I think that's the thing that for me feels like the need to be able to stand in that and accept is what allows me to get strength, to hold on to other people beside me and kind of and move into something new.
Thank you. The sense of, you are a teacher of Zohar and so much, and Kabbalah, right? Kabbalah, which means maybe the mystical teaching, but it means to accept, to be in full acceptance and surrender in some ways. Thank you. Toda. Victoria, my sister, I want to ask you for really just a minute, something that you want to share with us about your revelation for the moment, and then whatever song you want to sing us out of this session, and then I'll just say goodbye and we'll continue.
I think we are very privileged with all of the fear. We are very privileged, each one, to dive into his own world, into his own secrets, that we never pay attention, that we never bother even to go inside. And this is an amazing gift. And this is the way I see it. And there is a pasuk that I found in Sefer Yechezkel. that I really, really liked. ביום ההוא אצמיח קרן לבית ישראל. קרן. קרן is like crown, corona, קרן. How would you translate the קרן, Amichai?
You asked me that. It's so tricky. It's like,
It's something
it's
that,
like,
that belongs to...
It's a ray of light.
It's a ray, but it's also...
Crown of rays, maybe.
It's also a horn. Both of them belongs to this area.
like the doe, like Ayelet HaShachar, like from that family, but also like a unicorn, like the...
Yeah, yeah. So if we are thinking about this corona, it's some in a mystical point of view of the Keren, crown. So it's something that is coming from above to teach us something. And this is another perspective. And I would like to share with you a text that for me these days is like a mantra. It's from the Song of Songs. It's about the water that are coming up from Lebanon. And the Lebanon is, Melila will of course approve it, is above the head. It's in the north.
It's the crown, by the way.
The crown, exactly. Yep. And this is the knowledge that is coming and pouring into us from the upper worlds. Mayim, hayim, venozelim, min Lebanon. Living water that are coming and pouring from Lebanon. Mayim, hayim, venozelim, min 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 Lebanon. This is for me like a mantra to ask the water to come and clean everything and give us the revelation so we can go into the next phase. Bezrat Hashem.
Wow, Victoria. We started off with...
and it's like a mantra, you know. You can really say it. You don't have to sing it. And there are so many mems in this mantra. Mem is the earth. It's to bring from up down. Maim, hayim, venozelim, min Lebanon.
Victoria, you've always been a teacher of not just the words, but what the words are and our connection into the meaning of sound and vocal goes deep and long. And Melila, we go back so many years of delving deep. Listen, you gave me and a lot of people tonight a glimpse into depth with the dove and with the doe, with the water, with the slowly. The trains are starting, the birds are starting, another day is dawning here. Already in Israel, it's noon. I pray, I ask that because of these mystical journeys we're taking together, our hearts will be more open to these mysteries, to these revelations, to the water, the crown, the slowliness, the sexiness, the beingness. Thank you so much for helping us bring on the Doe of Dawn. Melila, Victoria, תודה רבה.
תודה.
בשורות טובות, Yom Tov,
בשורות
soon
טובות.
again. Thank you, friends, for joining us for this beautiful journey. I'm going to hand it over to Jar and Greta for a few more beautiful moments of art as our morning continues. Toda Yerushalayim. Good morning, New York. Dawn has broken.
Boker Tov, good morning. Thank you so much, Amichai and Melila and Victoria. There's nothing like spending time with the mystics as the dawn breaks to wake us up and make us present. So thank you so much for that. My name is John Adam Ross, and I am a longtime storyteller and lab schuler. It is an honor to be here this morning with my friend Greta. Hi, Greta.
Hello, Jar. I am Greta Rosenstock, and it's also my honor to be here. I serve on the Lab Shul staff. I'm honored to be the coordinator for our Raising the Bar Mitzvah program, and lover of Lab Shul and community member. So Jar, can you remind us, why are we here this morning?
Well, all will be revealed, Greta. In fact, all is being revealed and has been revealed over the first half of this Reveal-a-Thon. We're almost halfway there. We started at 7 o'clock New York time last night, and we are 10 hours later, and we've had incredible artists and thought leaders and conversations revealing the layers of our internal souls and also of our communal soul as we navigate this time. And we're here because Lab Shul makes space for artists. Lab Shul, at the heart of Lab Shul's existence, is the musicians and the actors and the poets and the dancers who really make up our work. And we're raising money for the new Lab Shul Thriving Artists Fund in order to support the artists that build our community. But not just them. In fact, we're also raising funds for two other organizations whose missions are so core to ours. We have the First Responders Children's Fund, which was created in the wake of 9/11 to help out the families of first responders, and has pivoted in this moment to be present for the children of people who are on the front lines of this fight against COVID. And we have the National Day Laborers Organizing Network's Immigrant Worker Safety Fund, which is here to provide for the people who are on the front lines of the things that are keeping us going as a society, from the people who are working in the fields to bring us food, to the people who are doing the service industry jobs in our community. And Lab Shul has identified these two organizations as aligned with our mission, and 20% of the funds raised during this 24-hour period is going to go to those organizations. So if you feel like you've been revealed, or that parts of you have been revealed, as you've heard Rabbi Benny Lau in conversation with Amichai, or as you've listened to Victoria and Melila and Michal and all the amazing people who have been on over the past couple of hours, you can support this work by going to labshul.org/donate, by going to Venmo and paying at LabShul. You can also go on PayPal, Storytelling Inc., old school, and you can even write a check to LabShul. These are all ways we can support this incredible work. And the work continues this morning, because we are about to transition into more revelation in this Reveal-a-Thon, which we're really we can't wait to see what's next. Greta, can you tell us what's happening next?
Sure, thank you so much. We want to start our morning with some art. So these two submissions from the Well of Wills shared process. Well of Wills is a collective of female identifying Jewish artists who create socially relevant, feminist, community-driven artwork for all faiths and genders. Their platform provides community, educational resources, and a laboratory for women to explore and investigate their spirituality and their creative voice as well. Their interdisciplinary art practices include the visual arts, film, and performance. And we get to get a little sneak peek into their work. During these unprecedented times, this work of shared process is an invitation for us to relate stories of resilience, grief, joy, and revelation through a series of creative challenges. Participants receive weekly tutorials teaching filmmaking tools to capture their experiences through microfilms. And these short films will then be used in a collectively made short film about living through the pandemic. So this is a few submissions from the Well of Wills shared process.
Wow, thank you, Well of Wills. It's been moving and revealing all night long to see these short videos by these intentional artists. So thank you so much. We have another video now from an intentional artist, a friend of Lab Shul, Joshua Gelb, who has taken his a closet in his home and turned it into a workshop space, into a performance laboratory. And we had a video earlier tonight already from Joshua where we got to see a brilliant piece of movement, and we're really excited right now to see a mask study with music by Alex Weston from the closet of Joshua William Gelb in quarantine. Joshua Gelb is an artist who creates in such unique ways, and we're really excited for you to get to see. I'm excited to watch it. I haven't seen this yet.
Thank you so much for that very, very real interpretation and piece of work. I don't know about where everyone else is, but I can hear from our friends' backyards in Harlem, the birds beginning to chirp. Just before we join Amichai in his backyard to greet the new day, we do have one quick more PSA from Joshua Gelb's closet.